For today, we shall be starting with the roles and responsibilities of a company secretary. The new Companies Act retained the position of a company secretary in both private and public companies. The nature of responsibility of a company secretary in modern days has been substantially changed, and his role in a company administration is not like mere a note taker at board meetings or administrative employee of the board. But now he has to play a role of a board advisor, and he is considered as a responsible of the for the organization's corporate governance. His position is emerged as one of the key governance professionals within the organization. The company secretary is a strategic position of considerable influence at the heart of governance operation within an organization. A company secretary is a principally an employee, even though he holds a very high rank. He is consulted to determine the lawful suggestions of policy decision. Therefore, he is the only outsider who is present at the board meeting. Company secretaries have a board skill set: corporate law, finance, governance, strategy, and corporate secretarial practice, and they advise a company's board in these key areas, providing support to their chair, CEO, and non-executive directors. So from this we can understand that secretary plays a very important role in the company, and secretary has to see to it that he is not just a board note taker in the company's meetings and other stuff of the company, but he is also a board advisor, and he plays multiple roles in the organization, and he is considered as a responsible person for the organization's corporate governance. He advises to the chairman, he advises to the CEO and non-executive directors of the company. So this shows that company secretary has been given a very important position over the period of time. So the skills which a company secretary shall possess are about corporate finance, then corporate laws, then governance, then strategy, and corporate skill, secretarial practice. These all sets he shall be playing the role. So let us understand further. A certified company secretary is hired to handle the legal aspects of a company. He is responsible for the proper functioning of the company and to ensure that the company acts in accordance with all the compliances laid by the law. CS advice is taken forward and is used to carry out prominent functions and framing policies of the company. Therefore, he is the only outsider who is allowed to be present in the board meeting. So, chairman or the company secretary is the only outsider who is allowed to be at the board meeting, and who is allowed to speak at the board meeting also. The appointed CS is entitled to become the director of the company by taking prior consent from the board. However, it is not allowed to hold office in more than one company or organization. So, CS is not allowed to become a director of the company, or he is not allowed to be entitled as a CS in more than one company, as he is a whole-time employee of one company at a time. The company secretary must perform his duties with reasonable care. He must ensure all business procedures to be matching with all legal provisions. If not complied, he may be held responsible for misconduct and may be dismissed on the grounds of dishonesty or infringement of legal rights of the company. Company secretary has to see smooth functioning of the administrative process in a business environment of the company. The three main areas a company secretary has to uh, has the role to play, which is to the board, to the company, and to the shareholders. So, a company secretary shall play the role in a company. Then he shall play in the to the board and to the shareholders at the same time. Following are the roles and responsibilities of a secretary or CS as per section 205 of Companies Act 2013. To inform the board about the compliance of the provisions of the act, to ensure that the entity complies with all the applicable secretarial standards, and to deliver other duties which are prescribed by the act. CS will have to work in various capacities such as a legal advisor to the board and to act as a link between inter and intra-company work, where he plays a role of connections between the investors, board of directors and authorities who work in the direction of the company's functioning and regulation. The Company Secretary of India maintains the information regarding investors, shares, directors and members in a board in a record. It is the company secretary who advises the board of directors on corporate governance and directors' duties. It is the necessity of the companies to maintain certain statutory registers, which include register of directors, register of charges, register of allotments, register of transfers, register of members, minutes of the meeting and resolutions, etc. So the company secretary, as we have seen, plays multiple roles in the company and is responsible for various things which are being carried out in the company. Now, statutory restrictions and powers of a company secretary. The CS is entitled to perform the following tasks in a company. Cannot sign or agree to a contract on behalf of the company unless backed up by the board of directors. Borrow or ask for money in the name of the company. Call meetings or third parties. Acknowledge any debt against the suit filed against the firm. Transfer or register shares without taking prior consent of the board of the board or companies. Penalty for not appointing a CS in a company. In case a company fails to appoint a company secretary in or any other KMP, it is liable for a fine which is not less than rupees 1 lakh but not exceeding rupees 5 lakhs. Additionally, a fine of rupees 1000 would be levied as fine on each director of the company in a defaulting company. So the penalty which a company will be having to face if they don't appoint a CS will be 1 lakh rupees and not less than 5 lakhs, and additional fine of rupees 1000, which would be on each director of the company who are in this default. Then next we have offences and penalties. If any company makes any default, such company shall be liable to a penalty of rupees 5 lakh. And every director and key managerial personnel of the company who is in default shall be liable to a penalty of rupees 50,000, and where the default is a continuing one with a further penalty of rupees 1,000 for each day after the first during which such default continues but not exceeding rupees 5 lakhs. So offences and penalties, if in case company makes any defaults, in that case company shall be liable for a penalty of rupees 5 lakhs, and every director and key managerial personnel of the company shall be whoever is in default shall be having a penalty of rupees 50,000, and where the default is of a continuing nature, in that case further penalty of rupees 1,000 for each day after the first during which the default continues but not exceeding rupees 5 lakhs. Next, after this we have disqualification of a company secretary. In case the board of directors is not satisfied with the performance of the CS, the company officials can remove him by providing written notice in advance. Additionally, a secretary is a general employee of a company, so all the rules of the company, including the resignation of an employee, also applies to the CS. Services expected to be rendered by a CS. A company secretary, being multidisciplinary professional, renders services in the following areas: corporate governance services, advising on good governance practices and compliance of corporate governance norms as prescribed under various corporate securities and other business laws and regulations and guidelines made thereunder. Is a custodian. The CS is the custodian of corporate records, statutory books and registers of the company. compliance audit and certification services. CS is responsible for issuing compliance certificate for companies not required to employ a full-time company secretary. He has to sign the annual returns, other declaration, attestations and certifications under Companies Act 2013. So, firstly, if the disqualification of the company secretary, if the board of directors are not satisfied with the performance of the CS, then they can remove him by providing a written notice in advance. And secretary is a general employee of the company, so all the rules and regulations of the company shall be applied to him. Then next we shall be studying about services expected to be rendered by a CS. In that, first we have corporate governance. So corporate governance means what? Advising good governance practice and compliance of good governance norms as prescribed under various corporate securities and other business laws and regulations and guidelines made thereunder. Then next he shall be a compliance audit and certification services. So he shall be responsible for issuing certificates, compliance certificates for companies not required to employ full-time secretary. He has to sign the annual returns, other declaration, attestations under Companies Act 2013. Then next we have corporate laws related advisory services. CS will have advise companies on compliance of legal and procedural aspects, particularly under SEBI Act, Securities Contract Regulation Act and rules and regulations made thereunder, Foreign Exchange Management Act, Consumer Protection Act, Depositories Act, Environment and Pollution Control Laws, Labor and Industrial Laws, Corporate Societies Act, Mergers and Amalgamation, Strategic Alliances, Foreign Collaboration and Joint Ventures, Setting up Subsidiaries Aboard, competition policy and competition law compliances, IPR protection, management, valuation and auditing, drafting of legal documents. So these are the certain services which the CS will be providing if he is acting as a advisory committee to the company. Then representation before various bodies. CS will have to represent a company and other persons before company law board, National Company Law Board Tribunal, Competition Commission of India, Securities Appellate Tribunal, Registrar of Companies, Consumer Forums, Telecom Dispute Settlement and Appellate Tribunal, Tax Tribunals and other quasi-judicial bodies and tribunals. So these are the various representations that a company secretary will have to make for the company. Then next we have arbitration and conciliation services. Advising on arbitration, negotiation and conciliation in commercial dispute between the parties, acting as arbitrator, conciliator in domestic and international commercial disputes, drafting arbitration, conciliation agreement clauses. So he shall also provide for arbitration and conciliation services in commercial disputes between the two parties. Then financial market services, public issue listing and securities management. CS has to play a role of advisor, consultant in issue of shares and other securities in India and abroad. His task is to draft prospectus, offer for sale letter of offer, other related documents to issue of securities and obtaining various approvals in association with lead managers, delisting of securities, private placement of securities, buyback of shares, funds, raising of funds from international markets, acting as compliance officer under listing agreement, compliance officer for various capital market intermediaries. So even in the financial market, he shall play a very important role. He shall be either an advisor or the consultant in various sectors which is required in the share market or the financial market. Then next, takeover and SEBI compliance. Ensuring compliance of the takeover regulations and any other laws or rules may be applicable in this regard, and ensuring compliance with SEBI is also required to be done by the CS. The securities compliance and certification services. CS has to see compliance of rules and regulations in the securities market, such as internal audit of depository participants, internal audit of stockbrokers, trading members, clearing members certification under SEBI guidelines, audit in relation to reconciliation of shares and concurrent audit, etc. Banking services. CS will have to help a company in the loan documentation processes, registration of charges and status and search report of properties whenever required. So he shall be a compliance officer, that is he shall comply with all the rules and regulations of the SEBI and market and also the depository participants. Then he shall provide in the banking service, he shall help in the company with the documentation process, then registration of charges and status and search report of properties whenever required. Then next we have finance and accounting services. CS has to look into following accounts related services such as accounting and compilation of financial statements, working capital and liquidity management, determination of an appropriate capital structure, analysis of capital investment proposals, business valuations prior to mergers and or acquisition, budgetary controls, preparation of project reports and feasibility studies, internal audit, secretary to audit committee, etc. So finance and accounting services, he has to see to it that all the accounting and compilation of financial statements, working capital and liability management has been properly managed by him, and all the audit is being done for these documents. Then next is tax related matters. This is an important area. This very important area is also required to be monitored by CS, such as advisory services to companies on tax management and tax planning under income tax, excise and customs law, service tax and VAT, etc. Preparing, reviewing various returns and reports required for compliance with the tax laws and regulations, representing companies and other persons before the tax authorities and tribunals. International trade and WTO services. CS is also under an obligation to advise on all matters related to IPR and TRIPS, TRIPS agreement of WTO, anti-dumping, safeguard duties, international commercial arbitration, using certificates on foreign trade policies and procedures, intellectual property licensing and drafting of agreement, and acting as the registered trademark agent. So these are services he shall be doing for international trade and WTO services. It enabled services, IT enabled services. CS will have to make compliance with the cyber laws, conducting board meetings through video conferencing and teleconferencing on IT related IPR, maintaining statutory records in electronic form, e-filing of forms, documents under MCA 21 and statutory authorities. The management related services, CS has to advise on corporate social responsibility, participating in formulation of business policy, strategy and planning formulation of organizational structure, acting as management representative to obtain ISO certification, advising on sustainability, accountability and reporting. Corporate communications and public relations. CS is responsible to have communication with various stakeholders like shareholders, government, regulators and authorities, etc. He has to render advisory services for brand equity and image building. Human resources management, HRM, play a vital role on company's administration, where CS has to advise company on various matters relating to industrial and labor laws, manpower, planning and development, performance appraisal, motivation and remuneration strategies. Audit of the HR function, the office management, work studies and performance standards, maintaining industrial relations so that human resources are properly managed and utilized. In short, CS is an important managerial and administrative part of a company. He has, as one of the legal representatives of a company, performs and manages various regulatory functions like carrying incorporation of the firm, making preparation and audit of business reports, filing annual returns, dealing with amended regulations, etc. He also plays an important role as a business advisor to the board of directors of the company on the matters such as corporate governance, strategic management, project planning, capital markets, and securities law. In short, a company secretary works as an in-house legal expert and compliance officer with the company. So with this, we have come to the end of the company secretary part. We have understood about his role, his functions, his duties, and why is company secretary considered as a key managerial personnel in the company. So now, next we shall be starting with corporate social responsibility. The phrase corporate social responsibility was coined in the year 1953 with the publication of Bowen's Social Responsibility of Businessmen. The adoption of CSR policies is the voluntary efforts of a company to go the extra mile beyond what the law requires. The is not a new concept in India. CSR is not a new concept in India. The Indian corporate sector is known for various activities which are conducted for the purpose of giving back to the society. An example of CSR in a company would be the Tata Group that has included CSR as an operational business objective. Though the company is a business organization, it is a trend these days that the business entity has certain obligations or responsibilities towards the society. It was observed by the Supreme Court of India in a case of National Textile Workers Union versus P.R. Ramakrishnan AIR 1983, so SC 75, that the company is not a property of the shareholders. They provide capital, but they are other factors of production like labor, financial institution, depositor, consumers, and the rest of the members of the community. The company is a social institution having duties and responsibilities towards the community in which it functions. Its objective is to bring out the maximization of social welfare and common good. So, what do you mean by corporate social responsibility? When a person is carrying out a business in the society, he has certain obligations towards the society. So, when he has obligations towards the society, he has to see to it that he carries out his functions in a proper way, and he shall see to it that he works towards the development of the society. So it is compulsory for every company to have a corporate social responsibility. The Ministry of Corporate Affairs has issued the corporate social responsibility voluntary guidelines. In accordance with these guidelines, it is expected that each company should have its own corporate social responsibility policy. By virtue of this policy, the company will be in a position to make strategic planning in consonance with the company's business policy. It is necessary to have physical targets, assessment, budget sharing experience, and sharing information of the corporate social responsibility policy is very much required for its effective implementation. The elements would be helpful to frame corporate social responsibility policy. Firstly, care for all stakeholders, following ethical norms, giving importance to rights and welfares of the workers, respecting human rights and human values, to respect environment and protecting environment, and conducting activities which are useful for social and inclusive development. Corporate social responsibility is not only extended to India, but it is a worldwide accepted concept. There are other countries that also follow the concept of corporate social responsibilities in their countries, in their own way, such as countries like Singapore, Malaysia, South Africa, UK, etc. So, these various countries also carry out their corporate social responsibility. Now, corporate social responsibility under Section 135 of the Companies Act. The concept of corporate social responsibility expects companies to decide voluntarily to contribute to a better society and a cleaner environment. Under this concept, the company voluntarily integrate social and other useful concerns in their business operations for the betterment of their stakeholders and society in general. The Companies Act 2013 has introduced the provisions for corporate social responsibility (CSR). The concept of CSR is based on the principle of give and take. Companies utilize various resources in the form of raw material, manpower of the society. Through CSR activities, the companies are expected to give something back to the society. Corporate social responsibility is a self-regulating business model that helps a company to be socially accountable to itself, its stakeholders and the public. By practicing corporate social responsibility, also called corporate citizenship, companies can be conscious of the kind of impact they are having on all aspects of the society, including economic, social and environment. CSR activities have to be have the potential to enhance society and the environment. CSR is a broad concept that can take many forms depending upon the company and industry. Through CSR programs, philanthropy, and voluntary efforts, businesses can benefit society while boosting their brands. CSR is valuable for the community as well as for the company. CSR activities can create a stronger bond between employees and corporation, boost morale and help employees and employers in the long run. So this was about corporate social responsibility. In the next class, we shall be starting for reasons to for introduction of CSR for the companies.